Yeah, the one that we did here was, that was originally entitled, there was some criticism about this, but I really don't generally listen to criticism, but I did make note of it. For some reason it stuck in my head. Someone had bitched about the fact that we were using X-Men instead of primary characters for the first whole lineup, and that it was Civil War was just a way to take the name, and to cash in on the name and throw it on a line.
Okay.
To that person, I would say, that he is absolutely fucking right. That is exactly what I did. I tried to cash in on the name, and I wanted it to run into a connectable series. That something that we couldn't do at the time at AA because, well, for whatever reason, we couldn't do it. And I really love the Civil War the comic series. I think got my readership up every month. It was really exciting. And then I decided that it would be appropriate to call it Asia, Civil War Asia, because we have to make changes here in Asia. People know certain costumes from characters in the States, and they don't know others. People see things in press here, like Marvel's got that marketing machine in place. And when the films come out, they see certain likenesses of the characters. So I went with what was the most popular. And nobody's getting a comic book with these, so it's kind of its own universe unto itself. Walter McDaniel's working on his third party. It's Walter McDaniel's working on a project that he's been developing for a long time called Kodai Gens, and he's much further along in that right now. He'll tell you in a minute. We're doing a line of limited statues that are going to be out before the actual entertainment, and they're really more art house style pieces. We're only going to do 50 to 100 of each, maybe less, and do a gallery show that hopefully will move around and let that be its own work of art. As far as like before the property comes out, before the game is out, before the toys are out, or any of the myriad of things that he's doing, we're going to launch this kind of really artsy, high-end, line that's going to be special. So,
and it's definitely a line of stuff that I would only trust with the Addictive Entertainment. Well, this was something that me and Digger, we went to school together, and before then, I've always respected Digger's creative talents, and I wanted to do a partnership between our companies. My company is WTK Entertainment in conjunction with AFHUB Online to produce this concept Kodai Gens. And I wanted, before we start putting together the seeds of the animation or stuff for the video game stuff or the comic stuff, I wanted to work with Digger on a special line of collectible limited figures. So only for people who are really enjoyed the characters, core collectors, people who will be serious about them.
The people that come on early.
Those will be the most valuable. Those will be the most valuable pieces of all of the other stuff. So why not give that to the people who really enjoy the stuff before it becomes marketable or fashionable, or because everybody else likes it. It's like to the core people.
And it's interesting because this goes along the line of everything that kind of beat me up in the business with AA. Most of what the reality stick that I kept getting whacked with over 8 years, 10 years now, actually, I'm sorry, is that, hey, I kept hearing there's no marketing behind it, nobody's going to look at it, or the companies that we would pay for licenses with, they'd have these huge campaigns. And I can, at the end of the day, that was no guarantee. You could still fail miserably with the product, even if you have this gigantic $50 billion campaign. So, in my head, this design is so solid that he's got, that the shit looks good. It should just sell based on the fact that it looks good. That people look at the characters and go, wow, that's cool. Don't think about a book or a movie or a game or anything. Just look at it. Is it good design? Yeah, it's killer design. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So
it's for people. It's basically for it's saying thank you to those people that get it.
Yeah.
It's not a gimmick to like nowadays it's like, oh, it's collectible just so they can price it up.
That's right.
No, this is like a thank you for being with us and getting it, and this is what you get, something special that is limited.
A piece of art,
Yeah.
as opposed to a piece of resin.
And it will appreciate in value as the other stuff comes out,
Yeah.
because it is the first items.
Yeah, yeah. That, you know, that guy, this guy Simon Birch that Walter knows. He's a really good painter. He had done this big Galactus head for this exhibit in Singapore, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yeah, it's a half a Galactus head, but because it was 15 feet tall at the exhibition, people walking around it with other paintings, suddenly these, you know, these ridiculous kind of comic book things that really belong in galleries if they're done properly look different. And you know, I had thought a lot about projects that we're going to do in the near future, where you know, where we do kind of this cool subculture art and make people appreciate it on a higher level.